Hi there, welcome back and thank you for tuning in. It's Khalid, and as you know, I'm an international NLP mindset specialist as well as a consciousness engineer. So, like we begin most of our sessions and most of our little chats, I'd like you to take three deep aha breaths with me. And each time you're taking this aha breath, I want you to mentally repeat every day, in every way, I get even better and better. So, every day, in every way, I get even better and better. And again, every day, in every way, I get even better and better. Deep breath in, mentally repeat after me. Every day, in every way, I get even better and better. Feeling better, even better, even better. We're now in a resourceful state. So, what shall we speak about today? I often get many epiphanies in the shower. I hope that's not too much information. And just this morning, my mind started rambling in the shower. And whenever my mind rambles, I kind of slow it down. I go like, whoa, 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 calm down, mind. What is it that you're trying to tell me? You're rambling about everything. Just calm down. And I try to kind of get the deeper insight as to what my mind is trying to tell me or what my state is trying to tell me. Why am I in this state? Why is my mind rambling? And why is it creating all of these thoughts and all of this waterfalls and cascades of information? And what should I do with it? What is it trying to tell me? And I kind of just switch off the outside mind and I switch on my internal mind and I just listen. And when I listen, all the answers I need prevail. And what it said to me was, you need to make a YouTube video and you need to share what I want to share with you today. And that is, how do I live blissfully? Now we know that blissfulness or blissful living is an innate state. We also know that there's nothing we need to acquire to live blissfully. All we need to do is simply understand, actualize, and unleash the blissful state. It's already within. It resides within you all the time. It's your innate state. Remember when you see a little baby and the baby is just so blissful and you start telling the baby about the world recession and about your marriage issues or about your health issues. See if it alters the state of the baby. The baby just gagas and laughs at you and continues enjoying its blissful state. We were born innately, fundamentally blissful. And this blissful state is what we want to come back to. Because when we live in the state, a lot of people believe that if I have this and if I have this and if I have that, if I can acquire that and just get the nicer house and the nicer car, the nice partner, I'll be more blissful. I want to tell you today in no uncertain terms that if you are blissful and you perpetually live in a state of bliss, you will then acquire whatever you need outside of you. But the blissful state is innate. We are all born with innate mental health. Blissfulness is a subjective, innate, singular state. Nothing needs to be done out there for you to create that. So, I'm not big on 5 principles and 4 sessions and 3 points, but I'm going to give you an acronym today that's going to change your entire life. A simple acronym. And that acronym is called iPad. Like the iPad I'm filming on, like the iPad you're probably watching on, IPAD. Don Miguel Ruiz called it the 4 agreements. I call it the iPad theory. So, if you want to write this down, get your pen and paper. If you want to put it onto your iPad, onto your phone, you're welcome to do that. Hell, if you want to tattoo it onto your body, do it. As long as you can identify, understand, and actualize the iPad theory, life becomes extremely blissful. So, what does the I stand for? I essentially means impeccability. The I in iPad is impeccability. So, what is impeccability? It is to be honest and true. Now, impeccable with your word, a lot of people think I've got to be impeccable with my word to the outside world. And yes, that's key essential. But the fundamental key essentiality of impeccability is impeccability within yourself. It is the little agreement and the little inner voice and the communication you have within you. For example, I'm going to start dieting Monday morning, or a New Year resolution, or I promise that from next week I'm going to go see my life coach. I'm going to take 4 sessions and I'm going to find the money, find the time, find the energy to go see my life coach, or empower my life, or look towards getting the new job, or get into a better eating healthier living state, eating healthier, living healthier. I'm going to become more mindful of gymming. I'm going to start gymming. I'm going to meditate more often. I'm going to pray more often. Whatever that may be, the impeccability essentially begins with the internal dialogue. If you're not impeccable to yourself, you don't will never be impeccable to the external world. When you are impeccable to within yourself, you will automatically be impeccable to the outside world. So become extremely mindful and become impeccable with your word. Every agreement you make, every decision you take internally, make sure you execute it timelessly. Make sure you don't find excuses. Tell excuses, be gone. I don't want any more excuses. I'm taking charge of my life and I'm becoming impeccable. And I can guarantee you in no uncertain terms, the moment you're impeccable with your word internally, you'll be absolutely impeccable with your word externally. As much as it is important to be impeccable with your word outside of you, it's like two sides of a coin. They're both crucially important. No matter how thin your slice of bread is, it's got two sides to it. Remember, impeccability begins with an internal impeccability. Be impeccable to your own word, to yourself. You'll automatically be impeccable to your word to others. P in iPad stands for personal. Take nothing personally. Again, it's about the internal dialogue. You see, when we take things personally, we're creating repression. We're creating a negative influence within our wellness, our blissfulness. We disrupt our blissful understanding, our blissful innate state, and we start responding to an external world. For example, you adopt the blissful living acronym called iPad, and you tell your best friend about it, and your best friend starts laughing and you think, you're not capable of that. You can never do that. How can you even live so blissful? You've got so many issues going on outside of you. You've got marital issues, and you've got financial issues, and you've picked up a lot of weight, or you're losing a lot of weight, and you're not well, you're not healthy, and you're not even spiritual. That is when you start disrupting your own agreements. So it's very important to take nothing personally. Remember, we are all projections of each other, and we are all images of each other. We don't project anything that is not ours. Our perceptions in our world become our projections. Understanding that it doesn't matter what other people think about us. Essentially, they're thinking about themselves. It was Carl Jung who said, whatever irritates you about other people is a sign of what you need to correct within yourself. When you can adopt that understanding, it doesn't matter who or what thinks of anything about us. You identify that it's a projection of themselves. Similarly, if I'm getting irritated with someone else about what they're doing, it's something within me that I need to correct. And if someone is getting irritated with themselves about what I'm doing, it is something within them they need to correct. So quite simply, you just need to identify that whatever you're projecting is what you are perceiving. And whatever you're perceiving that is not working for you, you need to evolve. You need to change. You need to enlighten. So take nothing personally, because we are all projections of each other. You can never ever project anything onto anyone else that's not your own. Deepak Chopra says, the observer perpetually influences the observation. It's not what we look at, it's what we see. It's not what we listen to, it's what we hear. Everything is subjective. Hence, take nothing personally. A in iPad, assumptions. I mean, just write the word assume, and you'll see it'll make an S out of you and me. S, you, me. You know, the Bollywood and the Hollywood movies always say that assumption's the mother of all F-ups. When we assume, what we're doing is we're bringing out the worst in us. We're creating a negative inflow of energy and information within our neurology, and we're questioning our greatness. We're questioning our bliss. We're creating low self-esteem. When we have low self-esteem, it doesn't matter how much bling we have on the outside. it still doesn't increase the self-esteem. When we have high self-esteem, nothing matters on the outside. For me, I kind of live in my own little world. I live in my own bliss. I live in my own greatness because I know I'm innately unique. There's never been another like you, and there shall never be another like you. One who thinks like you, one who smiles like you, one who laughs like you, one who cries like you, one who takes in information like you, one who grieves like you. No one ever. You can have identical Siamese twins, and you would have different experiences on how you elicit different events. So, quite simply put, you are absolutely unique, and your experiences are unique. So, what's the point in making assumptions? Because you're questioning your own greatness. So, avoid making assumptions, and you will live much more blissfully. And the D in iPad is do your best. Not to the world outside. First, begin by doing your best for yourself. When you do your best for yourself and you do the best to your ability, you can't be deprived. When you're doing it for the external world and you're assuming and you're wanting compliments or criticism and it affects your state, that is essentially when you're going to be deprived. You see, I am a public speaker. I do YouTube videos. I do one-on-one coaching. And yes, I get a lot of compliments. It doesn't alter my state. I say thank you for sharing. I also get immense criticism. Even then, it doesn't alter my state. I go thank you for sharing. So my critiques help me and empower me. And my people who compliment me, my fans, enlighten me. They give me the energy to want to do more. So when you do your best, it's your personal best. You don't have to measure it from the external world. You don't have to measure it from some kind of success meter that has been created by other people doing their best, because your best must be your best for yourself. And when you do your best for yourself and people respond to that or they react to that, they can deal with it. It's you being your best. So IPAD, an acronym, if you can adopt, you will live blissfully forever. Be impeccable with your word, more to yourself than to the world outside. Take nothing personally, because you are greatness in motion. You are unique. Never make assumptions. Assumptions affect and impact your innate wellness. And D, do your best. And if you identify, I've made everything extremely singular. I've made it about you. I want to just share a little thing I learned on an aeroplane. One of our life's biggest lessons we receive is on an aeroplane. Remember when you sit in your seat and the stewardess comes there and tells you how to fasten your seatbelt and unlock your seatbelt, and of course there's emergency lights, and she does all that kind of stuff where there'll be emergency lights coming on, there's an exit door behind you, in front of you, and then she says the most essential lesson of life. She says, if there's a loss in cabin pressure, these little yellow masks will fall off from the roof above you. And then what does she say? Please put the mask on you first before you try and help others. Wow. That is a life lesson. That is how you should live your life. If you're not oxygenated, if you're not breathing, if you're not being the best version of yourself, how could you ever give yourself and permeate of that goodness? How could you ever receive goodness until you give yourself the best? So do your best. So to live blissfully, if you just follow the iPad acronym, you will live blissfully from this moment on for all moments to come. Impeccable, personal, assumption, do your best. Live the iPad theory, live blissfully, live the way you were meant to have lived. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for giving me time. Thank you for taking the time out to listen to this video. And remember, love and light. God bless.